All right. How you guys? Skidding in here like the very last minute, man. But I'm here and it's noon, so we're good to go. All right. What is crooked here? This is okay. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's okay. Anyway, if you're watching on YouTube, just scrub forward until you see something start happening. I think I'm going to watercolor today out of Essoldodesign book because I don't know what else to do with my bad self, so this will be good enough. Hey, Dee Dee. I'm going to see if I can find the page. All right, this is kind of the one. I've done it before, but I loved it so much, I'm going to do it again. All right, hi, Dee Dee. Hi, Terry. Hi, Dawn. Yeah, and I thought I'd use the Daniel Smith granulating paints today because they're always so fun. Hi, Missy. Hi, other Janet. Other Janet's been dyeing papers and putting them on Instagram. So if you haven't followed Janet, go follow her. She does some fun stuff. So, hi Sharon. Sharon, I've got your thing to show today. So yeah, I've just got a little bit of stuff, not much. I've been really good about not buying. Well, I say that and then I have something to show, but like my Amazon bill last month, you guys, and I'm not even kidding here, was $42. Hi, Alyssa. That's how much I have not been buying. I mean, that's everything. That's not just art stuff. That's everything in the world. So, yeah. So I'm pretty proud of my bad self. And it's not like I'm on a no buy or anything like that. It's just I don't need anything and I don't really want anything. So I don't know. I think that's a good sign. Did I say hi, Kat? Anyway, yeah. We had a really nice, quiet weekend. I don't think one person came this weekend. Not one. It was so quiet here. It was scary. So, yeah, that's what the rest of the winter hopefully will be like. But the weather here is gorgeous. Like, everything's perfect. It's just nothing in the world for me to complain about. But don't be a fearing because I'll probably find something. Yep. So, all right, let me at least show a couple little things that I do have. I got some fun happy mail from Dee Dee. Hang on, let me get it out here. She sent me one of her conspiracy chickens, so that's probably going to go in the conspiracy chicken book. Let's see if we can find a home for it right now. Here's the conspiracy chicken book, but I just saved it out. Yeah, like we could have all the windows open, everything today. It's just so awesome here. All right, I started out this first page with kind of just chicken stuff that had been sent to me or whatever, but I'm wondering if do I want the chicken there? Hey, Bossy Butt. Hi, Tina. I don't know, maybe he deserves a page all of its own over here. Chickens and monkeys. And these two pages I have saved for something else. Well, this one, I don't know, but we'll see. Yeah, because I haven't moved further in the book, and I don't want to put him at the back. He's got to go at the front. Okay. So where's Mr. Chicken going to go? Maybe he'll just go right there. Yeah, it'll fit anywhere. So I'm thinking he's just going to go right here, I think. Yeah. All right. Dee Dee, I love your stickers. They're so good. But I like having me a chicken in my chicken book. All right, got the backing off. Here we go. I'm putting him kind of at an angle, so if I get something else, I still have room over here. I like that sticker paper that you use, too. It's kind of shiny and nice. So, yep. Hey, Dorothy. Yeah, the Dee Dee stickers are really fun. I'm glad she brought them back. And then she sent me something from Jane. Jane Litterick. She wrote, Dee Dee, and said that she didn't have my address, which I find hard to believe, but if you email me on Instagram and I know you, I will happily send you my address or anything else. Yeah. So anyway, she just said she found this going through some old magazines. Not only did I chuckle, it made me think of you. Hope all is well and you have the same reaction that I did to the enclosed. And I have to say, I did. Check out Butts on Things. How perfect is that? So I'm not sure where I want to put that. That might end up in the, did I say hi, Joanne? I did see you come in. Yeah, Butts on Things. Can you believe that? Kick Global Butt. Kick Global Butt. That's what we're trying to do around here. Kick some global butt. So I will find a great home for that. But thank you, Jane. If you watch the replay of this, thank you for thinking of me. And I can't imagine why you would have thought of me when you saw that, but here we are. I know she wanted me to have that, and I'm tickled to death to have it. So, yeah, thank you, Jane. And thank you, Dee Dee, for forwarding it and sending me the chicken sticker. And then the other box I got, totally unsolicited. What in the world is wrong with my tongue? But this is from Sharon Lombard. She said, if you can find a little time, I sent you some littles to play with. Love, hug, and blessings, Sharon. So thank you, Sharon. And Sharon is here. And look at this little tiny baby journal, you guys. Little tiny baby one. So I'm not sure. I'm sure I will make it a themed little journal. And it's got nice paper in it. So I'm thinking it's like watercolor paper. But oh my God, it's just so cute. It's adorable. So that was one of the littles that she sent. And then she sent me a little watercolor palette, which this is smaller than the wooden one that I have. This is little tiny. 8 colors in it with a little mixing. How cute is that? Now that you could take on the go, right? Hey, Starla. But yeah, that is flippin' adorable. So those could go together anywhere you want to go, right? I need to make a little tiny paintbrush to go with it. And then she must know that I love me some Mary Engelbreit because she sent me this little Mary Engelbreit box. The best antiques are old friends. I don't have any old friends. We're all young. It is so cute. Hi, Christina. And then inside it are, let me show you guys. Monkey paper clips. And on this side, it almost looks like a little butt. Turn that around. I hadn't noticed that until just now. It's like a little butt. Monkey butts. Sharon, these are awesome. Thank you. And then this whole box is filled with them. Oh, and this she had on the thing, but I won't use it for that. I actually will probably use that to look at. I've got tons of monkey paper clips, and when I send you stuff, chances are you'll get it. The clip holds the palette together. The magnets seem to be doing a fairly good job, Sharon, but thanks for thinking of that. But yeah, the magnets are working awesome. That's a cute little bad boy. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying is do that and then take the little clippy-do and hold it together here. But honestly, those magnets hold it pretty darn good. So Sharon, thank you. That's so thoughtful. Hi, Judy-O. Anybody I might have missed coming in? But yeah, look at it's about the same size as the little journal. So thank you, Sharon. I'm so lucky. And I like the little Mary Engelbright container. So I'll put that out somewhere. But I will share the monkey paper clips with you guys when I send stuff out. Problem is, I'm just bad at sending stuff out because I don't like going to the post office. But yeah, that was very sweet. And then you can clip it to the, yeah, just dawned on me. Yep, it is very adorable. And then I did order a couple of little things. I was wanting to try that cat and paste. Well, I did try it. The stitch coloring that she did. And I'm not overly impressed with my abilities. But it's a cute coloring book, and I like it a lot. But it wasn't, I don't know. So I went out shopping again and got another one. We're doing good, Judy. I hope you're doing good too. So anyway, I went ahead and reordered a little Cuddles cute and comfy coloring book. And I don't know if it's size of the images or what, but I seem to like this one better. Now, whether I need to make myself sit down and do one of these entire pages. I did a good job. I don't know. I just look at them and I think, well, they're not cat and paste quality, which is anything ever cat and paste quality, but they're fun to do and they're quick. You know, like you can just sit down while you're doing nothing and get one out in a hurry. And I think I did. Yeah, I did alcohol markers with water-based markers on top of it. And then the dark blue here, I used the Languo markers right in here, or the Languo pens, which, you guys, I am so loving these. And I'm glad they're right here at my elbow because I use them a lot. And I had mentioned it in Dee Dee's chat this morning that they work so good in my Bible journaling. Let me see if I can find a page real quick where I've used them so you can see. If you do Bible journaling, one of the problems is everything goes through the papers. So any kind of water-based marker go right through. Let me find a page that's indicative. I wish I could find that page that I sent to Dee Dee. But I obviously didn't mark it. And when I'm done, I just move on to the next thing. Let me see if I can find something real quick where I know I've used those. I need a good example. Give me a minute. I'll find one. But anyway, while I've been doing the Bible journaling, now I'm kind of obsessed, which I tend to get a little obsessive, and y'all probably are well aware of that. Hang on. Oh, man, I wish I'd marked that page, Dee Dee. Because it was one page that I did that when I was done, I was just like, I really like the way that turned out. And for the longest time, I wasn't using those Languo pens in here because I was just, in my brain, it had settled out that they were going to bleed through. And then I thought, no, they're acrylic. They're going to sit on top. I did send it to you, Dee Dee, but I want to actually show the back side so that you can see that they don't bleed through. But I guess you're just going to have to trust me. That, oh, here it is. I found it. Okay. It was this page, and I used all that lettering is done with the Languo pens. And look, I mean, you've got a little bit of a ghost, but everything ghost. Colored pencils ghost, but it doesn't bleed through. So if I make notes over here, won't be a problem. So Yeah, but I really like the way this one turned out. But I've done a bunch of in here now. Just something, I don't know, nice, comforting. That one's all colored pencil. So, because I just recently started using those pens in here. This is all done with the Langwo pens, and they don't bleed through. So, yeah, I mean, I bought them for, I'm sure, some other reason. I don't know what it was, but now that I found out that they don't bleed in the Bible, I am tickled to death, because any of the other water-based markers do bleed through. And then, because I'm loving doing the lettering in the Bible journaling so much, I went on Amazon and looked for books that had lettering that you could color in it. And you're not going to believe what I found. Snarky quotes. Do you want me to show you? Thanks, Kat. You are on those links, girl. You are the best mod on the planet. So it's just simple things, but it's got the lettering in it. So, bless your heart, you absolute idiot. This is my resting witch face. I would have said a different word, but whatever. If only sarcasm burned calories. I don't need to burn calories. I need to put on some weight. Running on caffeine, chaos, and inappropriate thoughts. I'm not short. I'm concentrated. Awesome. Hi, Belinda. Hold on. Let me overthink this. That's bad for me. Monday called. I hung up. I didn't. I got up and that's what I was thinking too, Devin, is that I can try the stitch technique. I can go from Bible to snark. Yep. That is absolutely true. Sarcasm, because beating people is illegal. I love this saying, but I don't like the skulls. I'm not a skull person. Mentally at the beach. Physically, unfortunately not. This one, I like this, but then they colored in the letters. What the hell were they thinking? If I were a bird, I'd know exactly who to poop on. It would not be Terry Brett. Too glam to give a damn. And they blackened that one too. Why be moody when you can shake your booty? I'm not arguing. I'm just explaining why I'm right. Now, I do this a lot. Spoiler alert. I don't care. I whispered WTF to myself at least 20 times. Only 20? I'm going to mark that out, or I'm going to add another 0 over here. That makes a change. Silently judging you loudly. Don't rush me. I'm waiting for the last possible moment. I like this one because of the little snails. Aren't the snails too cute? Hi, Barbara. I'm not bossy. I just have better ideas. Oh, no. Do you know where this one's going? This one is definitely going somewhere else because it has a home. Now, Devin, you need to tell me, do you want me to color it or you want me to send it for you to color? Oh, I can make a copy of it too because I bought the whole book. Yeah. That one is definitely going to a new home. You were not on mute. Everyone heard that. That's my problem. You weren't on mute, dumbass. Don't follow me. I'm lost too. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just prioritizing my peace. Please cancel my subscription to your issues. I love that one. This may be my favorite one in the whole page. But then I got to figure out what to do with the background too. You can color it for me. Command. Okay. You bring drama. I bring popcorn. My give a damn is broken. I'm fluent in eye rolls and heavy sighs. I could agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong. Introverts unite separately in our own homes. That is my motto for life. Yeah. So for, I don't know, I think I paid $10 for that. So for $10, it was just fun. And yeah, when I'm just sitting here with nothing to do, I'll doodle like I did on this one. This one came out of I think it was a stained glass coloring book. And I was wanting to play with my alcohol markers. I've been wanting to do my alcohol markers lately. So I pulled this out because it had nice big spaces and went ahead and just doodled it all up. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. Not a whole heck of a lot of anything, honestly. I should be ashamed, but I'm really not. We've been eating good, so that's a good thing. Yeah, I can also use the alcohol markers. Yeah, because they've got blank backside, so I'm not wasting a page. And I don't know why that, or it's got the black page. So I'm not sure why that bothers me, but it does. So there you go. Yep. And what else? I think that's everything I had out here. So I thought today, I've done this one before, and I remember that I love doing it. And one of the things I love about watercolor is just playing. And I don't know if she does a step-by-step through this, but this is out of Essoldodesign, Creative Abstract Watercolor book. Terry Brett has it. I think a lot of us have it. I think Dee Dee even bought it. But it's a great book. If you just want to play with your watercolors, it's a great book. I love everything about her. She has an Instagram account. She has sold her designs, and they make material out of them. And I mean, she's just so... I don't want to necessarily put her in a box and say just creative, but I think one of the things that's so attractive about her and so yummy is her choice of colors. Yeah, and I was just going to say she has a new book coming out in October that's going to be abstract mixed media or something like that. So it's not, this one's primarily watercolor, which you could use any product and recreate some of these designs in here. But it's always her use of color, I think, that is so attractive to me. But just seeing her personality on Instagram and stuff, I obviously don't know her, but she seems so fun and whimsical. And I don't know. I like supporting her just because she is like she is. I can't put it any other way. I don't think becoming famous has altered her at all. You have it ordered. I haven't put it in my book yet, or in my cart yet, but I'm going to. You've already seen her new book. It's Abstract Mixed Media or something like that. Yeah, that's what I thought, Barbara. And to me, it always goes back to, like, look at her use of colors. I mean, she's obviously got some skill because everything's so well balanced and everything, but her use of color is so good. And she's obviously done a lot of watercolor. And if you follow these projects that she's got in the book, I truly believe you will learn something. She's not shipping to the US right now. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm sure she will at some point. I mean, the US is a huge market, huge. So I'm not saying that other places aren't, but if you develop a product and want to sell a product, my guess is you want to sell it in the US. So it will eventually get here. I'm not sure. Oh, I have this one marked because I want to do something like this. I've done other things like this, but yeah, I really like this here. I think this would be fun to do just for practice with colors and stuff like that, but also then to go ahead and doodle on top of. But I thought I would do this Moonlight Seascape again. I'm not going to use the same colors she used, but something like this. So I just got the book out to show you, and then I will, oh, I forgot to get out a new white pen. Oh, well, we'll deal with it. So anyway, let's go ahead and just play with watercolor because we can. And then I got out the Daniel Smith Primatech paints. These are all, not all of them, but this is what I have of the Primatech highly granulating paints, and they have the actual minerals in them. So if you're painting real wet, you'll see the minerals separate and settle, and you get really, really cool granulating effects from it. So another thing I liked about this particular set for that particular project is the rich blues. So I thought, okay, if I'm going to go blue, I'm going to go with the Primatech paints and then probably add maybe a brown. I don't have a lot of the browns. There's far more of these paints too. This is all I have. And they're kind of pricey. Xander said Jane is not selling to the US at all. Oh, okay. Until the mail issues get sorted out. Okay, yeah, because I don't know. My feeling is I would put politics or any other ideas aside, and if I'm selling a product, I want it to go to the US, I promise. So let's choose some colors first. I do love these paints, but they are so pricey. Yeah, you have to really want it. And I think one of the things how I'll end up with more of these is I'm probably going to have to reorder some Prismacolor pencils to replace ones that I've used up. So whenever I go in to Blick or someplace like that to order individual pencils, I'll throw in one of these to get me over the shipping threshold, because I'm silly that way. Okay, I'm going to use number 3, which is the Sodalite Genuine. And Sodalite, I guess, is a mineral. So, and I sure do like this great big giant brush for glomming onto colors. Tara, you going to paint along? And I'm going to do real wet painting today, I think. So that's a nice darker, not the darkest blue, but a nice dark blue. And then I think I will do the one next to it, which is the Lapis Lazuli. And it's a nice light blue to add in. And keep in mind, I have no clue what I'm actually doing. Just playing, because every time I play with them, I learn something. So it's not like it's wasted time or effort. And if I don't like it, I won't keep it. It won't bother me even a little bit. All right, and then one of the nice greens. Let me see. This is more on the blue side. This is definitely green. Maybe I should go with 14 is Kingman Green Turquoise. Let's go with 14. That's not a color that I use frequently, but let's give it a go. Why not? Yeah. Yeah, if you need to know anything Jane Davenport, talk to Xandra. She would definitely be the one to know. All right, should I start with 3 colors? Because I'm going to add white and gold, obviously. If I use black, I'll do it in an ink pen. And see, just me, I love blue, green, and purple together. So I'm kind of tempted to pick one of the purples. It won't hurt. We can just add a little bit. Let's go with the darker. Ooh, I just speckled on my paper. Let that be a lesson to you. Don't work on top of your paper that you're going to work on. It'll disappear. All right, we'll start with those 4 colors and see where we go. And I am going to use this big brush, I think. You know, one thing I forgot was to get a paper towel. I think I have an old napkin here. If it doesn't have rib on it, it does. Let me get another one. That won't work great here. All right, now we have something to blot off on. And this is I had already cut this paper. So it's just, I think, like an 8x8 or 9x9. 8.5 by 8.5 is what, after the tape is 8.5 by 8.5. So let's get the paper wet to start. And when I'm working wet like this, I do tape it down so that I don't get horrible, horrible warpage on the paper. I'll wet down about that far. All right. I am going to have the book open back here just to kind of see. All right, make sure this is really wet. I thought I got more paint out than that. Apparently not. I might have to go direct from the pan. I think I will. Hi, Joyce. Yeah, the cutting mat keeps it somewhat portable. Because I'm brilliant that way, bossy butt. Now I just went in and got some paint directly from the pan so that I can keep it pretty dark. But can you see? Okay, let me hold that up. Can you see when you're working really, really wet, how with the actual mineral in there, it goes down into the valleys of the paper? I love that. Love it. See how the blue pigment is separating out down there? Now it won't stay down there like that because I'll go over it, but hopefully I'll be able to keep a little bit of that anyway, you know. And then a technique I always like is just, I need to see if I can get a roll here. You know what I should do is get out like one of my sea sponges. Yeah, proof of my brilliance. And if you need more, I have more where that came from, you know? Now I'm using a little bit lighter, but I'm not going to paint up into that. If they mix, that's fine. And I maybe didn't get enough color difference. We'll see. I wonder if I want to use, no, I think I won't. But the paints separate, so you do have to mix them as you're using them. See how I got warpage down there? And that's about where the paper is getting dry. So I'm going to go ahead and wet the bottom part of the paper, because I can always go back in. As long as I keep it wet, I can always go back in and add more and adjust it as I like. And even if you tape it down, you can't help but get some warpage if you're working as wet as I am. And if they mix together a little bit, I don't mind. That up there got much darker than I anticipated. But see, that's the thing about working with the granulated. You don't know how it's going to behave. And a lot of things will impact that, like the paper that you're working on and stuff like that. Now I've lost my phone and it's dinging at me. Hi, Lisa. And I think it was last time I streamed, or maybe it was, anyway, I did get my door on and I love it. In chat, what watercolor paper is that? This is B watercolor paper that you can buy really cheaply at down at the Walmarts. Now that's United States Walmarts. I don't know if that's Canadian Walmarts. But yeah, for an inexpensive watercolor paper, I really like the B. And I used to order it from Amazon. And then for the longest time, you couldn't get it. And that was so annoying to me. And then I don't know who figured out that Walmart was carrying it. So it made my world better, much better place. My page is drying out a little bit, and I got to watch. I think the top is still plenty wet. And sometimes I'm going directly from the pan. Sometimes I'm going into my mixture. And then sometimes I'm just going to add water to let it do whatever it is it's going to do. And we'll just see. Might end up with a bunch of happy accidents. Okay, Kat just put the B paper in from Amazon. Now I buy it in the 9x12 pads down at the Walmarts. Okay, now I'm wanting just some dark blue. So I'm thinking I'm going to add another blue in here, you guys. This is another one of the granulating paints. And this one is Blue Apatite Genuine. And other watercolors are going to behave so differently. So if you're using the Kuretake or something like that, you're going to get completely different results than I'm going to get with these granulating ones. Gonna let it drip up in here. Rolling out of my brush. Let's go ahead and add some up here as well. And really, all I'm doing is just playing. I don't know what I'm expecting because I don't have any preconceived ideas of what might happen. And this paper up here is drying out a little bit, which is fine because eventually I want to start working on top of it. I really like that right there where when the water came in, it pushed all the minerals down. So all I ended up with was that light blue pigment. That's very cool looking. Even when I push it back, you can see it's totally separated now. I wish it would dry just like that. It won't, but I wish it would. Hi, Mark. All right, now I'll play with some of that green I got out. And the purple, I don't know. Oh, that's an old palette. By adding that other blue in there that has a little bit more turquoise, I think it's going to mix really good with this green that I chose, which one? 14. Kingman green. This one doesn't have as many of the heavy particles, it doesn't look like, which is fine. Hi, Angie. I love granulation too, Devin. Every time it's just so different. You can't expect what you're going to get because it's going to behave differently. Paper is going to affect it. How much water affects it. It just everything kind of affects it. So it's unpredictable, but always fun. And that's why I talk about Rebecca, the author of the book. Her use of colors. Her use of colors is always just so awesome. All right. And then I think I'm going to go back in with some of that early dark. Oops, sorry, off camera. And hopefully this will kind of stay put. And it should, simply because I didn't get the paper down here as wet. So it's not flowing as much in the water. If you want your colors to really flow, you get your paint or your paper as saturated as you can get it without just ruining it. I don't think I'm going to add the purple. And you can see where the paper is more wet. I like that right there a lot. That green in there. And this is still pretty wet down here. I think I'll absorb that. Trying to keep it from getting too funky at the edges. A little funky is fine. Too funky is not. Magic rocks, right, Kat? I hadn't thought about those in forever. Yeah, you're right. The magic rocks that would grow. Yeah, that was awesome. Kids today don't have that. Now I'm just moving existing water and paint. You get some interesting designs that way and color mixtures. I like this bottom part a lot. This reminds me of a volcano, actually. All right, and then at the bottom, I'm going to go directly from the pan. I wonder, though, I think I'll go back in. Well, I just did the dark one. All right, I'll go in with the turquoise one, I think. This one has some, looks like flakes of silver in it. And this won't move as much because the paper's too dry, or getting dry. And I'm going directly from the pan to get this real dark. I want to add some more dark up in here, but I'm trying to decide, I guess I'll do it while it's still somewhat damp. But I'll use paint from the palette. I'm just adding some more in here. And this is the one that oops, didn't want to do that exactly. Or should I just leave it for happy accident? Now it's going to stay more put because it is drying. It's by far from dry, and you can see big old puddle right there. I'll leave that for a little while and then I'll end up sopping it up. But yeah, the granulation is just so awesome. I'm going to see if I can get some down here. I should be able to. Some hard water lines. Like right there, I'm going to get a really good one. All right, let's see how that does. God, I hadn't thought of magic rocks in forever, Kat. This isn't as dark as I had expected. But I'm going to go back in. Now I'm going to hit it with a heat gun first and kind of settle things right where they're at, and then I can go in and work on top of it. Can you see the pigment moving as that water moves? I really don't know of any other watercolors that will behave that way. Maybe some of the other name brands that are heavily granulating. But yeah, that's just a specific to granulating paints. That river right there, I won't be able to dry that for a while, and that's fine. I don't care. All right, right here in the center, I want to get some of the lighter of the two blues that I used, and that's the one that has like silver in it. I'm just going to add like a band of that blue in there. And now the paper is almost dry, so wherever I put the paint, it should not, it won't wander off wherever it wants to go. It'll pretty much stay put. You know something else? I'm going to try something. I don't know how it's going to work. I'm going to wet my, bye Barbara. I'm going to wet my paper towel a little bit. And I've not done this before. If I have, I don't remember. I wet my paper towel a little bit. I'm going to go back in and see. Okay, I can pick up pretty good where it's not too terribly dry. So I'm really just experimenting and playing. Whatever happens, happens, and I'm okay with whatever it is. But we'll leave those white spots down there. For the most part, well, I guess it depends on how much I keep working with it that I can continue to pick up. Okay, and up here in the corner, let me see if I have one here, if I got to go grab one. I think I'll have to grab one. No, here's one. I think this will work. Looking for a circle template to give myself a circle. And she had this on her painting, and that's kind of why I left that white area up there. Oops. Pencil on the floor. Hi, Ellen. And I'm going to use my smaller brush, and I'm going to go in. Do I want? I think I'll use the darker of the two. And this is how the granulating paint would act if I hadn't like wet the entire sheet. It would pretty much stay put exactly where I put it. But you wouldn't get the benefits of the granulation as much. That's what's so nice about all in here, because it's all granulated. But this is how the paint would act otherwise. And keep in mind, this is the same as, no, it's not. Never mind. I was just going to lie to you. I'll choose something better to lie about. If I'm going to use up one of my lies, yeah, it's going to be a good one. I chose a different blue for this circle up here. Now my circle is slightly wonky, but that's okay. That's okay. Now, before it dries, I'm going to go ahead and add just a hint of water to one edge, but I want to keep it over there, and then I'll try picking it up. And right now we are having full moons, full eclipse of the moon, blood moon. I don't know. I saw some lady on Instagram talking about it, and it was like, holy crap, something big's going to happen. Are you going to get the Kuretake colors separating? Oh, Devin, why are you talking to me like that? I actually didn't know anything about it. Oh, wait a minute. I do have the granulating. Yeah, I do have the first granulating set. Yeah, I will get it, Devin. I will. Blood moon yesterday. Yeah, it was blood moon yesterday. I didn't stay up late enough. I did see the full moon, but I didn't see anything beyond that because it was Sunday night and Dee Dee streams on Monday morning. I got to go to bed. We have rules around here, you know, rules. I like the circle up there. Now I want to add more circles. Now I'm just moving it to see if I can get it to dry. Kuretake Gansu Tambi granulating. Ooh. Should I take that link, Cat? Oh, it was cloudy over there? No, it was beautiful and bright here. I mean, I couldn't be whining about not being able to see the moon. It was bright last night. Very crisp. All right. And now I have to decide, do I want to add more watercolor or I think right here, I'm just going to sop up the rest of that water. Whatever happens, happens. You can't be afraid to just go with it, you know? But if I need to add more watercolor, now is the time that I would want to do that. And I kind of feel like I want some more up here, so I am going to go ahead and I'm going to work upside down. And I think I'm going to, I don't want any more black up here for sure. So I think I might go with this other blue that is more blue. But let's go ahead. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to go ahead and just add some water up here. I'm going to leave that alone though. And what's there is not moving that much. believe it or not. All right, let's go ahead and get some more blue up in here. I don't really want a hard line there, so I'll have to pay attention to that. Okay, yeah, I think I'll like that. It looks a mess, doesn't it? Because it is. Oh, down here, that looks like a little girl walking on a path. I see it, Terry, and I'm not a big one to see things in art. I know a lot of people do see things in art. I hardly ever do. Unless it has two eyes just right in the middle, I don't see anything. Okay, now I'm going to take a brush with just water and soften this out. Put some of the light back in there. And after I re-wet it, I'm able to go in and pick up even the colors that were put down the first time. Pareidolia or something like that. Man by the tree, yeah. Yeah, my brain doesn't really work that way. Hey, Jane. Thank you so much for my global butt. I loved it so much. Yeah, I showed it. Dee Dee's Happy Meal got here, and I appreciate you palling up. But Jane, you could have just as easily contacted me on IG and asked for my address. I would have happily given it to you. I'm only a partial butthead. Yeah, see, paintings like this, you could almost, now that that little girl is up there, Terry, I don't know if I want that to be the top or that to be the top. I just don't know. Let me pick up some of that excess water. And I think I'll pick up some from down here as well. All right, heat gun. And I think that's going to be all the color I add. You like it the other way? I don't know. I kind of like that up there because it kind of reminds me of a moon. Not that it's a landscape or anything, but I just like the circle up in the corner. All right. That should be okay. You see naked butt and legs with an umbrella. Naked butts. Well, this was its orientation when I started. That was the top. But honestly, does it matter? Does it really matter? Now it looks like a girl walking out of a lake with a reflection or something. Oh, I'm sorry, Angie. Yeah, you need to go do what you got to do. Go take care of real life. I never feel bad if people aren't here, you know, because I realize real life is out there happening. We don't happen to be participating in it, but it is out there happening, whether you like it or not. All right. Now, if I'm not going to paint anymore, I can go ahead and take it off the board, which I think I'm going to just because it's easier to deal with if I don't have the board. And I had it so saturated, I won't be surprised if the paint went under the tape. And that's fine too. Yeah, see right there, it did. That's fine. Do not care. I mean, the tape on the board does serve a purpose to hold the paper down so it doesn't get so horribly warped. But I do like the white border around it too. But this one, I got so saturated, it went underneath the tape, which is fine. If I'm such a freak about it, I can mount it on another sheet of white paper or black paper. This one might be nice with black too. All right, let's see. I think it'll be easier to handle this way. All right, let me get out. I was going to get out a new white pen and I forgot, but I'll get out the white paint pens and the gold Kuretake inks. Put those over to wash. I think I can put the paints away now. And then if I need black, I'm not sure I'm going to use black, but if I do, I think I'm going to use just gold and white. Let's choose a place. I think I'm going to use my little squeezer bottle. And I think I'm going to order those acrylic paints that Dee Dee showed this morning because she said they are heavier than craft paint. And I want to do another piece of art. Before I start, let me show you what I'm talking about. There's, and I've done one of hers before, but I don't think I had the right kind of paint. Let me show you really quick. But her Instagram name is The Oblivious Mind. Well, I could just search it real quick. Yeah, The Oblivious Mind. Anamika is her real name. And most of her pictures have shadows in them, so it's really hard to see. But let me... Come on. But it's kind of geometric, abstract. And this is what I like, where she puts down the paint and then scrapes it. But there's something so appealing about that. See how she made that dot and it kept its shape? Craft paint wouldn't do that. And that's why I'm thinking I'm going to order some of that paint that Dee Dee showed just to see if I can. I just think there's something so cool about it because it's not necessarily three-dimensional, but I don't know. It's dimensional. And I do love her work, and she is unbelievably good. I mean, she's so good. Like, to just watch her video, it's just like, how the hell did she do that? But I like the paint scraping. I like the doodling around it. I like everything about it. So I think I'm going to order that paint so that I can attempt another one of those. Hi, Nana Mo. The thing was, when I was doing it before, I think I was so nervous about screwing something up. And that's when, at least for me, nothing good happens. You know? Nothing good happens. All right, I'm going to pick one of these lines. I think it's going to be this one. All right, I need a little piece of paper here. Get my little fine liner that Starla was so kind to send me. After you get it moving, it moves pretty quick, so you got to be moving. You got to keep moving. Ew, big bubble. That was not intended, but that will live there now. And I'm okay with that. Did I run out of paint? Oh, no, I didn't. Now it's not flowing as freely, though. It's puking out its little air bubbles. Look at that. Whatever happens, happens. We're going to have to be okay with it. Probably should put some more paint in it. Or ink. I like that circle right in the middle. It seems to kind of fit with the other circle. I'm good with that. Yeah, the gold. Oh, I love the gold. And probably for, if you want to do dots, I might do dots with this. I think I need to add some more ink to it. Yeah, because it's wanting to just puke out water. Let me add some of the mica paint. Yep, I used almost all of it in there. I do have a little pipette that I can use to transfer some over. I don't know if you need to shake this, but I always do shake it. So if you want big splatters of paint and air bubbles, make sure your thing is almost empty. And I hadn't put a lot of paint in there to begin with, so yeah. Now there's gold in my watercolor water, but I want to be able to get the pipette clean, so whatever. But for circles, if you want perfect circles, use a dotting tool. I call them dotting tools. I think they're embossing tools is what they actually are. Okay, now we're back in business. And with this, I can make the dots kind of whatever size I want just by adding, you know, more pressure to the little bottle. And if they're not perfect, oh well. The dot people aren't coming to chew me out. At least not yet. If you make these little humpies, though, and I'm famous for this, you got to be really careful that you don't stick your hand in them later. Because I'm kind of famous for that. Let's go ahead. Can you hear this scraping? That sounds cool to me. I love this gold ink so much. And I'm not really a gold metallic-y kind of girl. I'm really not. But there's something about this paint that is so yummy. Starla, this fine liner bottle works awesome. Ugh. This is the only way that I'm aware of that you could get this fine a line with this gold ink. Even my ruling pen won't do this. And do I need to bring you guys down a little bit so you can see better? The cloud in the center looks like a deer in pantaloons hitching her tutu and running. Oh my God. See, I wish I could see things like that. I just don't. I don't know why. My brain doesn't work like that. It's probably too black and white, you know? And all things considered, this gold paint is pretty budget friendly. I mean, if you buy, I think it's $13 a bottle, which that you go, oh my God, that's kind of pricey. But it lasts for so long, you guys. Like a $13 bottle will last forever. Yep, I goofed up on that one. That's okay. If I made a really big one of these, maybe I will. I'll go get one of the huge pieces of arches. I don't have any of the big pieces of arches paper left, but I would frame it and put it out in my breezeway. Just a picture of really nothing. Yep. Why are you not wanting to puke out some paint now? Okay. Must have had a little lumpy or something in there. I don't know. Come on. Don't fight with me here. Where's my little needle? And this ink does dry pretty quickly, so I think my nozzle is just getting a little... Oh, Ellen, thank you. That's so nice of you to say. But yeah, this ink does dry quickly. So regardless whether you're using like this tool or if you're using a ruling pen or something like that, you're going to have to clean it frequently because it does dry quickly, which is a nice feature, but yeah. because I know I have plenty of ink in there, and when it stops flowing, that means the nozzle isn't puking it out. And I'm not really applying much pressure at all. All right, and then I think I will repeat that element. See, I made kind of a line down here. I think I'm going to go ahead and repeat that element down here on this line. And it's kind of make-believe. I mean, I'm not watching in the camera. It's kind of a make-believe kind of separation. Come on, work with me here. I don't necessarily want another big blob of ink, but if I get one, that's okay too. It'll just look like I meant it. Clean the nozzle. We are a bunch of enablers, but aren't you glad you know us? Because you have the same cool stuff we have now. And I'd like to say some of us feel a little bad and some of us don't. And I won't name names. I started pushing a little harder over there. I might thicken this up right in here. All right, I'll get out a dot tool because this is drying pretty quick, and I'll do the next series of dots with the dot tool. I'll probably take this nozzle apart and clean it real good after the stream today, because I don't know how many months I've had that and I've not cleaned it one time, so I'd say that's pretty darn good. And these are the dot tools I'm talking about. We got them when we ordered those fingernail brushes from Amazon. If you haven't ordered those yet, I'm going to just tell you flat out, order them. You will not be sorry. I've not been sorry for 1 second. Hey, View. Let gravity do the work. I hear you, man. But I just use the top of the lid. Now with this, you're going to get more consistent. Oh, man. Well, no, I'm just going to do dots this time. I'm not going to draw the lines. But you will get more consistent sized dots. But the ink dries on this too, so you have to clean it pretty regularly. Now I have to decide what I want to do with the white. And I don't think I'm going to add any black. I think the granulating paints have left enough black. But I'm not sure black would enhance this any. But, well, the border might be nice black, but it's not bad white either. But it's not going on a wall, so does anybody care? Right? So how many of you guys ordered those tracing books that Dee Dee showed this morning? I'm still kind of up in the air. Am I going to order one? Am I going to not? I just ordered coloring books, and I don't color. That's the whole thing. Oh, thanks, Kat. Yeah, the nail brushes are pretty inexpensive, but boy, will you get a lot of use out of them. And there's one of those brushes. I'll see if I can turn around and find it real quick. But if you paint borders or like a nice crisp edge, honestly, it's one of the best brushes I have for that. This is it. This came in, and they're all sparkly. They look cheap as hell, but if you want a nice clean edge and a point, these brushes out of that nail brush kit are the best. I have used this. Oh my gosh. And you get multiples in there. So it's not like if you wreck a brush, you have to order more, because you get multiples of most of the brushes. And you get a really, really nice fine liner one, like a real fine line. So yeah, but they're really inexpensive. The Inkscape, yeah. I'm going to get soft Prismacolor 72. Good. You won't be sorry, I promise you. I bought my first set of Prismacolor in college when I took an art class in college. And honestly, you guys, I was the poorest person on the planet. I can't even begin to describe to you how completely poor I was. I was so poor that the poor people talked about me. That's how poor I was. But they had a set of the 60 Prismacolor, and that's back when they were barrel, best pencils in the world, right, Dee Dee? And I bought a set of the 60 barrel Prismacolor pencils, and oh my God, talk about hooked. I was so hooked. I've never even thought about buying any other pencil. Oh, they were just the best ever. So creamy and nice and blended, and it was just like, oh my God, Crayola needs their ass kicked. But here I am, all these 60 years later, however old. No, not that many years. For an inexpensive children's product, Crayola is still the best. But after you do the Prismacolors, you're going to want to kick yourself in the ass for not buying them earlier. Just saying. And I've never looked back. I have some luminance up there. I have the polychromos. To this very day, if I'm going to sit down and use colored pencils, my first choice is going to be Prismacolor every single time. So you will not be sorry. And I know they're a little bit pricey, but not like some of them. So you can feel good in that you're getting a really good product for not all that much money. No, Inktense or Derwent. I'm not a huge fan of Inktense. I'm just not. Just not. A lot of people absolutely love them. If you want a water-soluble product, the advantage that Inktense has that none of the others do, and I will give them credit for this, is that when dry, Inktense are, if you get them completely dissolved, they will be permanent, and that is an unusual feature for a water-soluble product. So, but the thing is, I think that this is going to be a weird way to describe it, but this is how I'm going to describe it anyway. I think they have a slimy nature to them. After you get them wet, and you're trying to smooth them out on the page, they just, this is straight and my camera is terribly crooked. They just don't flow really smooth. It's like there's something in their binder that makes them feel slimy, at least on the blocks. I have both, the pencils and the blocks. There's something slimy about them. So don't hate me because I don't like ink tints. I don't hate them. I just don't love them. They just don't flow nicely. So it sucks to be them right now. All right, now what do I want to do up here? I like the gold so far. The gold is good. I want to go ahead and somehow incorporate this light space. So I think I'm just going to work upside down. I think I'm going to go ahead and use the white, but I need to get this bad boy flowing. And I know I'm going to be so sorry I didn't get out a new pen, but I didn't. So, all right, hang on just a second. I'm going to mute me. Hang on, hang on. No. Okay, never mind. I thought Robert needed something, but he said no, he doesn't. So, all right. I knew I was going to be sorry. You posted your attempt on IG. I'll have to go check it out there, Terry girl. You can't be afraid to alter whatever it is you're working on. Just, you'll never learn anything new if you are afraid of changing stuff. I don't know if I want to do that or not. That was really a happy mistake that I'm really glad happened, actually, now. Really, really happy. And probably if I was half smart, I actually would go get some white acrylic paint and use a dot tool, but I'm just going to go ahead and use the paint pen because both of these are very close to ending up in the trash. Ooh. When you start dotting, you have to stick your tongue out and get really quiet. I want another line somewhere on here, and I'm having to decide. I'm thinking I'm going to do it a third way down here. I think I'll separate these two. It's easier if I can go this way, though. So I can kind of see what I'm going to do before I actually do it. That my hand is kind of dragging behind my eyes. And somehow you just kind of find the natural breaks. I'm not even sure how my brain does it. And maybe I'm just making it up as I go along. Probably that's really what's happening. And obviously, if I'd wanted a more straight line, like this one down here, and I may end up doing that one too, I should have planned that as part of the original drawing or painting, whatever. But I probably will do a more straight line down here. Just make it happen. It's hard to make a straight line on a painting like this, though, because there's really no straight lines anywhere in it. But this is good enough. Excuse me. I'm tempted to add some dots in there, but it's the texture of the paper almost looks like it's dotted or running anyway. Thanks, Alyssa. Thanks, Dee. I definitely want to leave that. Just sitting here feeling what might feel right. But I think I kind of want to leave that, and I definitely don't want anything in there. So it's going to have to be up here. Let's do it up in this other corner, I think. All right, I think what I'm going to do is not complete that one. Let it let it just kind of fade into that. And I'm kind of thinking I might let it rejoin. Okay. I wasn't sure if I wanted to take it off the edge of the page or not, but I did. That looks like somebody falling, their arms sticking out. Catch me! Yeah, I should frame it, you think? I don't know. It's funny when you do something like this and you go into it with no preconceived idea. You're just okay with whatever happens. And you just add as you go. At what point do you say, okay, I'm done? I feel like I want some more gold somewhere, but I don't know where. It's not. So I'll wait. I'll see. But the thing I like about this, and the thing I like about just Essoldodesign, I like the contrast of the white, the lighter areas in the darker areas. It like your eyes don't know where to rest. And it begins to look like a landscape, even though it's not a landscape. Keeks, did I say hi to you? Thank you. That's the deer in the tutu. Okay. A deer in a tutu. Well, why didn't I see that? Duh. Yeah, I like the spontaneity of it. I really do. And down here, I could go ahead and add some dark back in by adding black, but I'm not sure if I want to. So I'll wait and see how it feels. I mean, I could do it like on the edge and just see, does that feel comfortable? But right now it feels fairly weighted, like it's weighted all about the same and it's pretty balanced. So I'm not necessarily wanting, and I like that it looks like things are falling. There's some motion that I like. And then it gets more still down here. I could do more. Well, another thing you can do on something like this is you can go back in. Let's try it. What the hell? We got nothing to lose. We got a little bit of time. I'm going to get the paints back out. Okay, maybe I could use these. Could use that brush. What the heck? Because I think I want a round brush. So let me get the smaller of the rounds. One thing Essoldodesign does that I really like in her work is she does come back in afterwards and add some of the colors that she's used. I'm trying to see if she did it in this one. Okay, yeah, she did. It's very faint and very hard to see. So let's go back in and just do that and see. And it might have been better if I'd have done it when it was still wet, but let's just try. And maybe a round would not be great. Let's just do this. Yeah, because I don't necessarily want perfect. And if I want these darker, I don't know how they're going to dry. But if I wanted these darker, I could go directly from the pan. But let's just see how this, because they'll be there very subtly in the background, but you won't necessarily notice them when they're dry. Yeah, I like the imperfect. The round would have made more perfect shapes, and I think I like the imperfect shapes. But you won't notice these, I don't think, hardly. If you're looking for them, you might. Now, since I've added this back in, I feel like I should at least add it back in one more place. Robert's in the background shuffling papers, so that's what you're hearing. Nanamo, I use Daniel Smith Primatech granulating paints. They're a little bit pricey, but they're really, really fun to play with. Really fun. All right. And I think I'm going to let those dry naturally. And maybe just keep adding a little bit of pigment if I feel like they're disappearing. And I like the imperfection of it. All right, you guys, my 2 hours is almost up. I am going to, I don't know if I had said anything before this, but I think for some period of time, I don't know how long, maybe forever, but I don't know. I am going to cut my streams down to about 2 hours. Yeah. And I will go ahead after this dries and see if I want to add anything else to it. And then I'll post it on IG. And when I post, like if I do something from Essoldodesign books or something like that, I always name her so she knows that we're out here using her book and enjoying them. So yeah. But yeah, maybe by morning I will have added something else to it. Who knows? But it was fun. I like doing it. So thank you, Starla. So yeah, I know you guys' time is valuable. And I very much appreciate you spending it with me. If you do something like this, at me so I can see what you did. Awesome, Devin. Yeah, Daniel Smiths are nice, nice paints. So yeah, tag me so I can see whatever it is you guys have done. But I'm pretty happy with this. I'm not unhappy with this at all. I think it came out very cool for just an abstract slapping down paint and watching what happens. It's very cool, very cool. So, all right, you guys, I'm going to go on about handling life. Hey, you know what? I'm going to tell you guys something funny. I got dressed in the dark this morning because Robert was still in bed and I was wanting to get up and have coffee before Dee Dee. And I just noticed that I have my shirt on backwards. It's not inside out this time, but it is backwards. So, in case you're wondering why I need somebody to watch me every minute, I cannot dress myself. That is so pitiful. All right, you guys, go check to see if your shirt's on right. That cracks me up. All right, you guys, go out in the world and try and be kind. It's a struggle, I know, but I love you guys. I'll talk to you later.